doing the thing again. I'm assuming that it's working, but it's not showing me my video preview. Alright, refresh the page. There I am. Okay. I don't know why it does that. I don't know. I guess I could try and find some different software that might work better with Twitch, but I already picked one. So, I don't know. Who cares? Alright. Hi, I'm Sunny. Today we're going to play some Wingspan. Let's see, we'll use this really pretty autumn Japanese background one more time, and then we'll move on to the next one. So let's start the game. Okay, lots of egg-focused bonuses. Ooh, and pretty birds. Alright, well let's look at my bonus cards before I look at my birds. Oh! Different nest types in wetlands. I mean, that's a new one for me. I haven't played this card, I think. At least definitely not on Steam while I've been playing, and I don't recall seeing it in the beta either when I was doing the Asia expansion open beta. So that's a really challenging card. I feel like it should be worth more than 8 points because it not only requires you to play 5 wetland birds, but you have to, I don't know, I mean, I guess it goes along with like the ranger and data analyst ones, consecutive scores, consecutive wingspans. But no, I'm definitely going to go for this one because that sounds like a really fun challenge that if I achieve it, I will feel proud of myself. It also actually does complement at least the first and third end of round bonus pretty well. Maybe not this one because you're going to have lots of nest slots in your wetlands, but not so much necessarily in your grasslands and forest, but that's okay. Common chiff-chaff. Oh no. I have to, don't I? I mean, if I'm going to be playing 5 wetland birds, ideally. Okay, I am first in line, so let's go check, see if there's anything that I want to grab. No. Okay. I think ones that will be harder to find are probably the bull nests. I feel like there probably aren't a ton of bull nests that live in the wetlands. I think I see a lot of this type of nest. I see a good amount of stick nest. I think I would like to take the common green magpie. That's a really good power to have. I definitely want a forest bird. I'm also thinking about the cockatiel, also for the wetlands, but I'm gonna need a grasslands bird. I don't need to play the common chiff-chaff right away. I wonder if it would make sense to play the cockatiel in the wetland first. I won't be able to use the common chiff-chaff power for a while. You know, in the beginning, oh, it's not showing it, but in the beginning you only get like, you know, a couple cards per turn and you might want them, so you might not want to tuck them. Let's see, look back at this again. I mean, I could take the European turtle dove for my grassland, but no. Alright, I'll just, okay, I'll hold on to the common chiff-chaff and I'll wait to play it until I can actually utilize its power. So I'll focus on the common green magpie first, and then the cockatiel second. Okay, I think we have a plan. I would like the king rail too, but I just can't, I can't justify it when, I only get so many resources right now. I'm not not trying to play it, I just want to hear its call. Huh.
Common green magpie. Despite its Latin name, this bird is generally found in the Himalayas and Southeast Asia, not China.
It's really cool looking. Its wings look. It reminds me of a butterfly. I wonder if it's like. I was gonna say camouflage, but like the neon green. Maybe not so much. Unless I mean, if there's I don't know. It's not approximately the color of bamboo. Maybe it camouflages with bamboo. If it's in a bamboo tree, does it look like a butterfly landed on a bamboo tree? Possibly. Still nothing in the wetlands that I want. Someone upstairs is crying for something, but they'll live. Um, let's see. I guess I'll take 2 nectars. Um, my next bird that I want to play after the cockatiel will be a grassland bird. Uh, but I think, even though I don't have one selected yet, I think 6 turns, 5 once I play the cockatiel is enough to find something and play it. So I think it's safe. Um, ooh, I would rather also cache the worm right now since I don't know what my next bird is going to eat. What are you doing up there? I don't know if that can be heard through my microphone or not, but one of the cats is whining, and I don't know if they're upset or if they're just hunted and are proud of themselves. Oh, another food. I will take another nectar, sure. I wouldn't feel so bad about sacrificing a nectar at the end of the round if it was free for me, so. Alright. Playing the cockatiel first.
Cockatiel. Australia banned the export of cockatiels and other birds in 1894 because of poaching for the pet trade.
Good. I'm glad they took action. Tawny Frogmouth is always a good one. I could play that one in my grasslands. I think I might do that. Alright, if it's still there. It is not still there. Oh, I forgot about the cockatiel's power. I should have grabbed a grain. I don't know if a grain could have been available to me with the hummingbird's power. And I don't remember seeing one when I actually gained food, but yeah, that was a misplay on my part if I had the opportunity to get a grain and did not. So, shame on me. Okay. Yeah, Eurasian green woodpecker, uh, none of these end of round goals are things that are applicable to you, so you're a waste of my time. Alright, Australian zebra finch. That's easy enough. The bioweaver. Ooh. Okay, you're a star nest. That's good for the wetlands. Yeah, common chiffchaff and bioweaver. That's a lot of tucked cards, but in that case, I'm gonna need to get some birds that get me extra cards if I want to use both of them. Does it not make noise? I'm clicking on the common green magpie and it's not calling. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this one is not a power that's guaranteed to activate, but really I just need to get something in my grasslands. And then I can lay eggs in it as well, so that's useful.
Australian zebra finch. Zebra finches will nest in colonies of as many as 50, building round nests with a side entrance.
Oh, that's cool. I think the game is glitching with, oh, there we go. The common chiffchaff is singing. The bioweaver's singing. Huh, that's being weird. Whatever. Nope, still nothing there I want. Alright, I will lay eggs. Yes. Alright. Take the point. I cannot take the ryebill, or the black-tailed godwit for that matter, if I'm going to play the common chiffchaff. I would not want to play the common chiffchaff in the forest. I would definitely want to play it in the wetlands as part of one of the other birds. Alright, here's a question. Do I take the ruby-crowned kinglet and the mountain chickadee? They do not help me with my wetland population monitor goal. What they can do is help ensure that I get extra food to help me play more birds later on. They're not worth a ton of points. Maybe it's a better use of my time to be searching for birds that are actually going to help me. I wouldn't be able to play them this round unless I receive free food, which is possible, but not guaranteed. If I don't play anything else this round, I lose the nectar. But I could just play the common chiffchaff now. Yeah, I guess they're really not necessary. I would be wasting a turn to get them and a turn to play them. So like I don't know, it seems like a good opportunity, but maybe not. Yeah, not necessary. It could, I don't know, spending those turns to play things that aren't helping my goal is just not very strategic. So I'll just play the common chiffchaff. Alright, I will take a grain. I can either use it for my bioweaver or I can discard it for my cockatiel. I don't like the common moorhen's power. Like in theory it sounds good because you're saving a turn, but I think it just requires too much forethought. Alright, I was actually going for this one. I don't usually go for the first end of round bonus, but I mean, I need the eggs anyway. The ruddy duck is a good one. I do need to be careful with it. Because it requires me to discard one from my hand at the end of my turn, so I want to make sure that after I tuck with the common chiffchaff that I still have something. Let's see, I cannot play the Australian shoveler. There's no need for me to play the wild turkey. I do kind of need the grain for the bioweaver, but I feel good about the ruddy duck though. I definitely, if I'm playing two different birds that both require tucking, I need as many extra bird cards as I can get. Whistle. Grain, nectar. That's good. That's good. It'll reset the bird feeder because I was gonna gain food next. So maybe I'll have some better options than what was in there last time. Yeah. All right. So this time I'm actually gonna take the worm because these 3 nectar I've just received can be used for my bioweaver, and then the ruddy duck can eat the worm, and that way I don't need to gain food again until I choose another bird. And I don't need to lay eggs again either because I need only 3 eggs to play these 2. That's a shame. Um, I should have cached the worm, I guess. An extra worm never hurt anybody. Yeah, I'm way in the lead with 5 nectar in the wetlands. I'm going to get a 6th, but, um, you know, I don't know what else, if anything, I'm going to be able to play this round. So, it doesn't make sense to save the nectar for anything when there's a chance I might lose it.
Ruddy duck. To display for mates, males slap their blue bills on their chests and run across the water.
Although I suppose maybe what would have made more sense, um, spend the worm for the ruddy duck, and then I could have discarded the nectar for another card this round. That's my second big mistake this game. Come on, what is wrong with me? No thank you. No thank you. Oh, you're so pretty. No thank you. No thank you. Not bad, but no. Yeah, none of the birds in my hand are birds I want to play, so I can just tuck them all. And then discard. If I had anything in my hand, I would have to discard it. I would not be able to get away with not discarding. But when your hand is empty, you don't have anything to discard, then you literally can't, so you don't have to. So you do not, when you're given these combination of powers, you do not have to save a card to discard. It's a nice little cheat in a way. Can't discard the cards you don't have. All right, we'll just do that exact same thing again, except you cannot live. So all right, so what we still need right now is a wetlands bird with either a bowl nest or a star nest. So do I spend this egg for a 4th card? I think I do. I am losing out on points by not having a grain to discard for my cockatiel. Um, but since I need to draw bird cards anyway to find a fifth bird to play, I don't really feel like I'm losing out, wasting my turns. Like, it doesn't make sense to really gain food. Well, first of all, there's nothing in there anyway that I can use. Yeah, I mean, once I have a bird I want to play and know what it will eat, then that's a different story. So I think I'll just do that same thing again. Okay, Chimney Swift, you count. Not my favorite power, but if I don't find anything else, that's absolutely adequate. Oh, I forgot to, well, alright, I don't need to spend the egg for another bird. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna play the Willy Wagtail, because it also gets me another bird that can be used to tuck. Okay, no, this is really great, actually. Okay, so because I want to hang on to the Willy Wagtail, I do not want to discard it. I need to make sure that I have another bird in my hand to discard. So I will hang on to the Chimney Swift and then tuck it at the end of the turn. So I will skip the common Chiffchaff's power. And then I have to discard, so I will discard the Chimney Swift so I can hang on to the Willy Wagtail. Alright, this is great. I did not think 2 play a bird tokens would be enough, but, you know, it just took me the whole round to find the last bird I wanted. And I already have a worm for it to eat. This is really good. Yeah, still no grain for the cockatiel. That makes me a little sad, but nothing I can do about it. Oh, of course now, with just 4 straight cards, I don't get the opportunity to discard Nectar anymore. So I guess I'll just spend both of them. I don't know.
Willy Wagtail. This bird joins mixed species flocks and steals food from smaller birds.
Well, that's not very nice. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go for these last 2 bonuses. I think at this point it makes sense to just tuck as many cards as possible, right? Since I'll be getting free eggs from the BioWeaver, like maybe I'll come across something that's worth playing, but probably not. Let's see how many points we can get in a single turn. Okay, 1, 2. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3 points from birds, 4 from the egg, and an additional 4 for the birds I'm tucking. So that's 8 points in a turn. I don't think I could beat that. There's birds worth 8 points, there's birds worth 9 points. I suppose if I got a 9-point bird, and I could use the eggs from the bioweaver, and if I did not need to spend turns getting food, if I got free food from the other player, in that situation, it might be worth playing a bird rather than drawing cards again. But in most situations, ooh, the Eurasian eagle owl. Oh my god, it's creepy red eyes. What the heck? It's a shame that the bioweaver only has 3 egg slots, because it will feel like a waste. To be tucking cards and not getting the benefit. Mm. Yeah, nothing I even want to think about playing, honestly. It's like I would like to play something to be able to not have these eggs go to waste. Not have, these egg slots be wasted, but, alright, right now I'm gaining 7 points a turn. So, alright, what about the blue-winged warbler? You're worth 8 points. The problem is, I've only got the 1 worm. And so if I were to take another turn to gain food, that's a waste of a turn, so then I'm average, if it takes me 2 turns to play the blue-winged warbler and I'm only gaining 8 points from it, 7 minus the egg, that's only 3.5 points per turn. So unfortunately, I still think it gives me more points to not play it, to just keep drawing and tucking, unless, I were to get to the point where I'm getting an extra food and can play it in 1 turn. Unfortunately, because it's the end of the round, it's not going to stick around. So, yeah, if it were still there and it could just hang out until I get a chance to get a second worm, that would be really great. But it doesn't make sense to draw and hang on to it in my hand, because I would need to hang on to a second card to discard from my ready duck. So it really just makes the most sense. Oh my gosh, the mandarin duck is so funny looking. Look at that, wow. It's so cool. Um, Yeah, it would be a missed opportunity to keep birds in my hand to discard rather than tuck. Another bird that could be worth playing potentially is any bird that gives me more bonus cards. Um, because if a bonus card can score, up to 8 points or so, then then that can be worth it. But you're gambling on whether it's worth it or not. So if I see one, I'll consider it, especially if it's worth a good amount of points. As is, it might be worth a gamble. The greater prairie chicken is too expensive. It's too much food that I don't have. And only worth 5 points by itself, so I don't think so. Okay. I will take a grain, because if nothing else, I can use it for the cockatiel. So now and only now, I can look for birds that eat a worm and or a grain, um, and are worth playing. No, no. Well, all right. If I had got the bronze cowbird earlier, like sometime last round or something, that actually would have been worth it. Um, it's 5 points by itself, but the fact that it lays a bunch of eggs for you is great because it could have laid eggs on the willy wagtail, and on these two birds. So like, it could have activated many times, like enough times to pay for itself essentially. So that's really unfortunate that it's coming up now instead of several turns ago. But too late. That thing's cool looking. Yeah, no, back to same situation as before. It wasn't worth it to hang on to the grain, like in the hopes that I would find the right bird. Um, because there's no guarantee that that would happen, especially with only 3 more turns left in the game. Ute Swan would have been a good one too, because yeah, I mean you can only tuck up to 3, but you also get to draw one, so that's always a useful one to have. I'm definitely not going to be winning the sets of 3 eggs in the 3 different habitats. Yeah, that if okay, if I had won this bonus outright, that's an extra 7 points. And, I'm getting approximately 7 points per turn anyway, so the turns I would have spent to achieve it. Um, the main duck would have been a great one in combination with the cockatiel. You get a free grain and then you can tuck it. That would have been a good one. Although I wouldn't have been able to do it because they're both the same nest type, so it wouldn't have worked for my wetland population monitor anyway. Yeah, painted bunting, it was the same as the other, was it greater prairie chicken, I think it was. 5 points, same food cost. Draw 2 bonus cards and keep 1. Like, if I was just drowning in free food, like, if it was an instance of other players were consistently playing, activating the birds that give food to everybody, uh, and it was something I could rely upon, then it might have been worth it for me to hang on to the food in the hopes of playing a bird, but it hasn't been happening reliably enough. A similar story. If I'd had like a pink power that gave me free food between turns when other players do certain actions, then that could have been useful too. But I didn't, so we play with what we have, right? Okay, final turn. Watch now, I'm gonna find the perfect bird. I still think an average of 7 points per turn, even when I'm not getting the eighth point from the egg, or an eighth point from a card for the cockatiel, I think is pretty worthwhile as an engine. Not the best one ever. Thank you. Um, so I lost my train of thought. So let's see what it actually did for my score. I haven't checked. I try not to look at the score preview on the thing because like I like to be surprised at the end. I still won with the nectar in the wetlands though. 8 was enough. 8 was enough to beat the 3 for the yellow peacock. Only 16 bird points. Oh my gosh. Measly 8 from the bonus card. Worked so hard for that bonus card. It gives me 8 points. 3 eggs. If. Alright. Come on. Big money, big money. 82. Oh my god. Alright. Alright. I'm happy with that score. A very, very unbalanced game. Um, but yeah, it ended up working out. That was a fun one. Thank you. Um, all right, but I do need to call it here for now. So yeah, I'm Sunny. I love Wingspan. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.